Welcome students. Today we are going to study about urban land values. So let's see what is our land value exactly. Land value can be defined as the monetary cost of the land. So whenever we are going to purchase any land, we estimate it. That is called the land value. So it can be the cost of undeveloped land with or without built property. So these are the two things happens when we are going to purchase the land. So generally speaking, land value in real estate is primarily associated with the vacant plot or piece of land. So we always go and see this is any land, this is agriculture land, non-agricultural land. So that is all piece of land which is empty in this, especially in the real estate vacant plot. So when discussing about real estate in general, the term property value is more appropriate for any built structure. So any land on that, if any building is there, so that is called property value. So coming to the next, that is which are the factors that affect the land value. Okay, so we have so many. So let's see the main thing. One is the accessibility and land use. First, how much accessibility that land has, where we are going to purchase, and what is going to be the land use of it. Then the physical attributes, location of the land matters a lot. Price in surrounding and nearby area, market value and property prices. So let's see one by one. First is accessibility to economic activities. So the more easily economic activity is accessible, the more is the value of the land. For example, most of the metropolitan cities have maximum land values at the center or at the central business district. That is called CBD of the city. Because every economic activity, any you can say market, you can say mall or transportation, everything will be located at the central business district. So because of this reason, the land value matters a lot. It will be very high if it is very near to the economic activity. So because of the nearness, obviously the work, even the activities like workplace, if it is near to us, then again the land value demands a lot. So this factor affecting land value is the sole most important factor which led to the development of various land price models in urban economics. So if you look at Mumbai, if you look at Beijing, if you look at New York, London, these are all highest real estate prices. Even Bangalore, you can say Hyderabad in India. So the reason behind that, they are very easily accessible to the economic activities. Now coming to the next is the physical attributes. So these include quality of location, the surroundings, then topography, the climate availability of water, severliness, so etc. So these all matters a lot, the physical attributes which are near to the location. So more and better facility are attributed to higher price of the land. For example, if there is a availability of all infrastructure, for example, there is a drainage facility, all facility which required to construct a home, then the price of the land will be higher. And coming to the topography, further has direct effect on the construction cost and thus the overall development cost. So the facilities thus developed and uneven land will have a much higher cost compared to the flat plain. So this is the reason why construction cost is much higher in hilly and mountainous area, and the price of land is also low because transportation to that particular place, accessibility, these all will reduce the value of the land because it's in hill, and but land value will be less, but the construction cost will be very high. Now coming to the neighborhood amenities, so the cost of land also affected by availability of the facilities such as shopping areas, medical facilities, school, park, playgrounds, and other basic needs of the humans. So this helps in saving the time of people every day. The time saved adds up the cost of the land. So we all know how it is affects the day-to-day life. Now present and future land use, that again added value to the land. So the value of the land is also determined by the land use permitted in the land premises. For example, if we compare the value of two lands of same price and same location, but the land use permitted in the land are different. So one is commercial and another is residential. So these permit will change the value of the land. Obviously commercial will be higher and the residential will be less. So in such a case, value of the land with the land use which has more rate return over a period of time will be valued more. So next, demand and supply function. So this always uh, add value to the land or any other aspect also. So with the significant demographic changes in the cities, with time, the need of the land also increases the same factor. With the increase in the population, there is an increase in economic and other activities. So this directly increases the demand of the land component. So if you look at your local area where you stay, so if the population is increasing huge and huge, so the cities start growing fast. So because of the growing, the demand increases, and demand increases, the price also increases, starts increasing. So that also act as a factor which affect the value of the land. Next is location and transportation linkage. So this is again important thing. So property located in the area of high level of infrastructure facilities, or the one located in or adjacent to the area intensive economic activities such as markets or industries have higher values. So transport linkage also crucial since they govern the mobility and ease of movement to and from the area. So because easily we can access everything which is linked, and this increase the land value. And clearly defined hierarchy of routes, efficient public transportation, and lack of congestion are some of the desired transportation attributes for any area. So coming to next is the land and property records. So when we are buying, so always we clear about the records of that particular land. So when buying a land, buyer need to be aware about the actual ownership of a land. So thus having verifiable records, the past purchase and the buyer of a land become important. So whether it has some cases or how it is between the disputed land or any cases are going on that. So who is the current owner? What is his name and frame and image in the society? So these acts a lot when we are purchasing land. So when the land is without any verifiable record is usually available at cheap price but should be avoided. The reason is in future it will create the problems. Next is development controls and building bylaws. So we are discussing about the price of land. So it become important to take into account the various restrictions and regulation in place related to construction. So a land once purchased will be put to use in some or other manner, and those needs to be developed. So the construction which will take place is governed by the various laws such as land use, land tax, premise level use, how much premises you can construct, floor, how many you can go for, okay, and other development controls. So thus such rules and regulation are a major factor in the price of the land. So if you can construct more and more floors, the value will be high. If you can reduce, then again there will be the problem. So next is the real estate prices which are prevailing in the market. So in major cities, the land valuation takes into account the above mentioned factor and known as market price. So the price is thus driven by the market in that area based on the other deals and the other similar purchases. So this method is usually the quickest and easiest to get an idea about land value in an urban area and used by real estate broker. So you all know how the land value in Bangalore are, in Mysore are. So it depends on the real estate price which are prevailing in that particular market. Next, let's study about the land cover and land use. So these are the two different aspects. One is land cover, so which talk about the data documents, how much of a region is covered by forest, wetlands, impervious surfaces, agriculture, and other land and water types. So water types includes wetlands or open water. So these things called as a land cover. But when it comes to the land use, so it shows how people use the landscape, whether for development, conservation, or mixed use. So different types of land cover can be managed or used quite differently. So we can use it for residential purpose, we can use for industry purpose, we can use for business purpose. So land cover can be determined by analyzing satellite. We use this. You all know how it is done, and aerial imagery also. So land use cannot be determined from satellite imagery, but land cover can be determined. So land over map provide information to help managers so best understand the current landscape. Okay. So next, to see the change over time, the land cover maps for several different years are needed. So with this information, managers can evaluate past management decision as well as gain insight into the possible effect of their current decision before they are implemented. For example, if any land is nearer to the coastal area, so many things has to be evaluated to it. So what will happen if there is a storm or there is an overflow in the sea or nearby area, how it is going to affect the near coastal land. So if you look at Dubai, everything is constructed near the sea. The reason the sea level always be constant over there, you can find they are very silent. But when it comes to the coastal of India, at the time of monsoon or at the time of, you can say, tornado or something comes, so these things always changes. So coastal managers use land cover data and maps to better understand the impact of natural phenomena and human use of the landscapes. So always the maps which we can see and we can we can study about urban growth, model water quality issues, what is going to happen, predict and assess the impact from floods, storm surges, track wetland losses, and potential impact from sea level rise. So prioritize area for conservation efforts and compare land cover changes with effects in the environment or to connections in socio-economic changes such as increasing population also. So always we have to say this, we have to study about it, then we can plan for the next thing. So as we know, the sea level is increasing day by day, or you can say year by year, not day by day. So when that has to be all, when planning for the future, it has to be evaluated properly. This is an image. You can see what is forest land. You can even surf on the internet how this can be done, land cover and land usage. So how much the forest area is covered, wetland is covered. So with the help of satellite, so this can be calculated. Now coming to the theories. So first theory comes when we are studying about the relationship between the land value and the location. So that is bid rent theory. So bid rent theory is a geographical economic theory that refers to how the price and demand for a real estate change as the distance from the CBD, that is central business district, increases. So more the far away from CBD, the land value decreases, and near to the CBD, the land value increases. It says that different land uses will compete with one another for land close to the city center. So this is based upon the idea that retail establishment, so wish to maximize their profitability. So they are much more willing to pay more land close to the CBD because the movement of the population will be huge. So their access is very easy, and they can go to them and they will purchase and have a good business. So less for the land further away from the area. So this theory is based upon the reasoning that the more accessible an area, we can say greater the concentration of customer, the more profitable. So obviously we can see where the movement of the people are very high. So the land values are very high at that side. And when it's very far away from the CBD, the land value are very less. Now this typical graph says how the land values takes and the shape explained bid rent curve. So if you are using for retail, the value